Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special post-summer SkyWatch TV. Now, everybody here in studio knows that you're in for a very special treat because we do this every year, and it's one of the times, Nita, that we look forward to the very most throughout our broadcast calendar. Today, we're going to be talking about what happened recently at the Whispering Ponies Ranch, where little children brought there because they're suffering, they're hurting. These little children have been abused in every possible, inconceivable, and conceivable way, imaginable and unimaginable. And they get an encounter with Jesus Christ, with a staff that is unified with our volunteers, as well as those that come from SkyWatch TV, in an effort to bring them face to face with hope, rehabilitation, and the love of Jesus Christ. And we just finished one of the most explosive, I keep saying, the Holy Spirit was a wrecking ball this year. What he did. For those unfamiliar with SkyWatch TV's ministry, perhaps this is your very first time happening upon this show. Normally, I'm sitting here in a suit. We're talking about Bible theology, the end times, Bible prophecy. But SkyWatch TV underwrites a charitable ministry that takes place at a location called Whispering Ponies Ranch, where children that are wards of the state, these are young people that have been pulled out of sex trafficking, they've been pulled out of violence, many of them victims of neglect. Mm-hmm. They're just not being nourished. They're not being fed. Mm-hmm. These children end up there at no cost to the ministries that we partner with, like forthechildren.org, Royal Family Kids Camp, Teen Reach. We served new camps this year, Nita. Alice Beckett's group. What's the name of their group?
Legacy Heritage.
Legacy Heritage. And we're able to do that because of wonderful, prayerful, and financial support from viewers just like you. And today, we're going to be talking about some of the moments that took place during our 2025 season. And in just a minute, I'm going to show you how you can own a part of history. What is this enigmatic item that I'm holding? Well, it's a 12-inch piece of rope. We've got a very limited number of them, and I'm going to be showing you in just a minute how you can own a part of ministerial history. It's not an opportunity that you're going to want to miss out on. First, children come to know Jesus Christ at Whispering Ponies Ranch. We saw lives changed forever this year. Countless young people, we're talking very young people.
A lot of smaller children.
Very, very small children confessed their darkest, most interpersonal shame cycles, their biggest fears, the moments where they finally admitted to somebody out loud what it is in their life that has created a cataclysm of never-ending hurt. Words that were spoken over them by people that were supposed to have been there that loved them, but in secrecy were telling them they had no value.
Right.
We're secretly taking them into bedrooms and doing things that people of decency can't even imagine.
Right.
We're talking about children that have been locked in dog cages and have had their hands held on tops of stoves as a form of discipline.
Right.
Kids whipped with bicycle chains and 2x4s. Some of these kids have seen more by the age of 6 than most adults can even dream of at the age of 60.
Yep.
And this place, Whispering Ponies Ranch, is the place that God ordained this year for these children to have those confessionary moments.
Yep.
Those moments of purging trauma, opening up, and for the first time ever, talking to one of our staff or one of our volunteers or members of the Royal Family Kids Camps. Nita, you, as well as many of the people that follow this ministry, know last year was one of our most difficult seasons. It would have been the first summer season post having lost our co-founder and our father, our hero, our mentor, our moral compass, the late, great Dr. Thomas Horn, who built with you Whispering Ponies Ranch. And we then ended up losing our insurance. It's a whole story, not because of a claim, not because of anything that happened at our campground. It was actually part of a mass purge. Insurance companies across the nation were dumping anything that resembled overnight camping with adults and children, adventure camps with adults and children, young people, Boy Scouts, Girl Scout-esque type programs and ministries, and especially at-risk kids. We were one of thousands now in line at the very last minute trying to find a policy that would allow us to have camp. I'm not going to relitigate that. There are archived video episodes that explain that massive dilemma, but it was one of the most difficult seasons of all time. Now, by the grace of God, He opened up counter doors. We had other campgrounds see us as a form of refugees and took all of our camps, with the exception of one, And we still had camp anyway, and God still showed up and touched the lives of those children, regardless of the fact that we felt the enemy had tried to take our model down. But now I want to start by saying we took that as a declaration of war. And let me tell you something. We galvanized this ministry's moving forward. We're going to be obedient to whatever God has. And we didn't feel a release. This was not God saying it's time to change the model. It was time to go to war. This year, our viewers, our supporters, our staff members, we felt more galvanized than ever. We were marching the ground. Man, this is holy ground. Whispering Ponies Ranch, like never before. Anointing it in prayer. And by the time those children arrived, we had counselors and family members showing up saying the atmosphere is different than ever before. It was a declaration of war. And so the whiplash, I was saying it in videos earlier this season during the camps. You can go back to our YouTube channel and find those moments where I'm saying this was a fatal misstep of the enemy to have tried to take Whispering Ponies Ranch down. We had supporters show up like never before. They're like, oh yeah? You're going to cancel the model, huh? Now we're really going to get on our knees for these children. Nita, let's talk about something that happened this year. What was a moment that you experienced that you'd like to share with our viewers?
I wanted to just take a minute to say thank you to our supporters as well, because I think it's important they understand it isn't just you that's very grateful. It's all of us.
Yeah.
It's our staff. It's our studio audience that's here today that are supporting us. It's every single one that has gifted or given a moment of cleaning the grounds or anything that's involved in this ministry. And I just want to say thank you for helping to support that. I would really love to follow up with what became the boutique. It started out very, very, very simple. And what started it is that these groups, they all have like a tea party or a dress-up night. Sometimes it's a birthday party, but the girls get to select a dress of their choice. And these ladies were having to bring dresses, let the girls pick, and then girls have to give them back, and then they would bring the same dresses next year.
You have to understand that a lot of these little girls have never had a chance to play dress up or wear something that looks like a princess from a cartoon. They've never had lavish clothing or options.
Some of these little kids have not ever had a birthday, let alone an opportunity to put on a beautiful dress.
Right. The little girls look forward to this like
they
crazy.
Do. It's crazy. So a while back, I had requested, if you've got any formals laying around, please send them our direction. We'll
Dresses you're not using.
formals,
They're in the closet.
prom dresses, whatever you've got that you feel. And so we got this cardboard box. I went, wow, okay, great. We got a cardboard box, and we opened it. It's full of dresses. And then a few days later, we got some more. And I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of interesting. A few days later, we got more. And I'm thinking, wow, these people were listening and they are sending it in. So we ended up having to recruit Dustin and his wife, Ashley. Ashley's the one who actually manages it, and she's here somewhere. Ashley, we're grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And for context, if you don't know, so these groups that come in, they do these formal events where the little girls get a chance to pick out a dress, but in the past, they had to return them.
Yes.
There was a limited number of dresses, and so my mom did this appeal, I think on Facebook, a couple of years ago. She said, if you've got old dresses, send them in. They ended up sending so many in and continue to, that now these little girls are actually taking the dresses home with them on Friday instead of having to return them.
Yeah.
Now tell me about this, because it's gone full blown. This is no longer just a little tiny array of dresses. This is like a walk-in super mall now with shoes and mirrors and hats and bonnets and, right?
Yes, and so Ashley has had her work cut out for her. She has sorted everything, dresses, purses, jewelry, and everything into size, shape, and color so that the girls can match all of this together. Recently, one of the ladies that came as one of the counselors saw these little girls putting on dresses and decided they needed a full-length mirror so that they could get a look at themselves, which we haven't had a full-length mirror.
Right.
And so she bought this beautiful full-length mirror for these girls to look at themselves.
It's pretty spectacular.
Oh, it is. It's like standing in Cinderella's dressing room. It's just gorgeous. Anyway, so we're very thankful for that. And these little girls love these dresses. And they're thrilled to take them home.
Right.
Because before, yes, like you said, they used to have to give them back, and some of them would cry, no, I want to wear it all day. I don't want to take it off.
Right.
But when they find out that, you can take
Get
this
to take it home, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now they're going to take it off so they can go swimming. But some of them didn't want to take the dress off because they thought they had to give it up. So now they get any of this, they want to shop.
Yeah.
Earrings, whatever the ladies are sending in
Shoes.
to donate.
You guys have it set up
necklaces.
like a little boutique strip out of a mall. I'm serious. I seen
It
it
is.
just the other day for the first time in like the season. And I was like, wait a minute. What happened to the little row of like dresses on one hanger? It's like got layers, and then there's hallways, and you go down this way, and then here's the other spread. And of course, I'm man viewing this, so I don't really get it. But the little kids, you see them, they're picking little things.
So on the spin of that, there is one group that does this where the boys will escort the girls to their seat, and then they all have their birthday party.
Right.
So the boys now get to dress in a little vest with a bow tie or a little tie, and we just don't have enough of those.
Oh, you're going to do it now,
I did.
Nita.
I'm doing it again. Ashley.
Get ready for boxes.
Sorry, Ashley. Get ready.
So wait a minute. You're doing the official appeal now. You're
I am.
asking people.
I am.
Okay.
And you have to understand that whenever you send these in, it's not a matter of size because some of the ladies dress up, some of the men will dress up, and
Okay,
they will
okay.
escort these.
Yeah,
little
we have
kids.
adult counselors that will
So
also
it's
put
all
on
sizes,
a tie
targeting
or a
all
vest,
sizes,
right?
but mostly the children.
Mostly the little boys. So you're talking suit coats,
Yes,
bow ties.
Yes.
Think Resurrection Sunday.
right, exactly.
We never have enough time in these short episodes to cover it all, so I'm going to move very quickly. Juanita, you got to tell us about Asher.
Oh my gosh, this little boy. He was just a firecracker, that kid. We did zip line on the second day, and I was sitting on the chairs letting the kids go up the stairs to the crow's nest and managing the line and everything. And his older brother was there the previous year, and me and him were kind of like messing with each other, like he was my little buddy. And I'm like, is this your older brother? He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, since I'm friends with your older brother, can we be like friends? He goes, I guess. I mean, if it has to be that way. And I'm like, well, I would love to be your friend, and I'd love to get to know you and stuff. And then as the week went by, we started getting closer and closer, and every time he saw me, he had to come give me a hug, or he just wanted to be with me. And to have a kid like that, that's been through so much, grows like such a good connection with you. It made me feel so honored. I'm like, he really chose me. He really chose me to be his best friend. I'm like, I'm so honored. This group always has like this big ceremony when they get back to the church on Friday when they leave. And they always invite us. And so we went, and when he saw me, his face lit up. He goes like, and runs to me. He runs to me as fast as he can. He goes, I didn't know you were here. I didn't know you were here. And so he gives me a hug, and he goes, is that chair taken? I'm like, no, you can come sit by me. He goes, yes. and so he sits by me, and the big ceremony was over. And so whenever he came back from getting his little award, he like showed me or whatever, and he took his name tag off.
You got to show
This
this.
precious little name tag off.
So that's his
with-
camper name tag.
Yes.
He wears this all
week. And
during the Royal Family Kids Camp.
And it has all his ribbons. So they have a Bible verse every week, and every time they memorize the Bible verse without having to look on the screen or whatever, they get a ribbon. And so he got 4 ribbons for memorizing the Bible verse, and the kids just love that because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm actually getting a reward for memorizing this Bible verse, so it drives them to want to learn the Bible verse. And so he ends up giving me his name tag, and I'm like, dude, are you sure this is like your special name tag? It has all your earned ribbons. Like, are you sure you want to give this to me? And he goes, I have to make sure you don't forget me. I have to make sure you don't forget
man.
me. And I'm like sitting there like trying not to just bawl my eyes out because I'm like, I'll never forget you whether I have your name tag or not. And so he gives me his name tag and throws it on me and puts it on my neck, and he gives me one last hug goodbye, and he goes, if I don't see you next year, I'm going to be really sad because you are my favorite part of camp. And I'm like sitting there trying not to cry, and I'm like, you are my favorite part of camp too. You are my best friend. I love you so much. And then he ended up having to leave, but one of the staff, because each camp does a tree ceremony, and they have each camper write a little thing of like maybe their past or what their favorite part of camp experience was. And so one of the staff, she was helping Asher with writing in this envelope before they planted it. And she said that Asher put his favorite part of camp was seeing the horses and was getting to hang out with me. And I was like, and she goes, I just wanted to tell you that because it was so special to him that you were there for him all week. And he was just a firecracker kid. He just didn't want to he just didn't want to admit how much he liked me throughout the camp, but by Thursday or Friday, he had to see me. He couldn't help himself. He had to see me. He had to hug me. And that's like such an honor to have one of these precious kids that are so sweet. And I don't know what he's been through. I don't know what him and his brother have been through. But for him to connect with me so much is just like, oh, it's such an honor.
Yes.
Such an honor.
Well, friends, I have to take this occasion. We've done something we've never done before, and we may never do again. And even if we do, it will certainly not be these sections of rope. You have an opportunity to partner with us as a ministry to help us continue doing the good work of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only throughout the entire world, but in places where countries don't have the ability to support us. We need your support so that we can continue reaching those countries, 93 million worldwide. We're in over 55 countries. Some of these places are not able to participate in our book offers. They're not able to send financial support, but they pray for us, and our content means the world to them. They've said, you are our church. Mm-hmm. We're not allowed to meet here or there, but you are our church. I've gotten emails that have had to been transcribed because I can't read them. They're from other countries, people that are counting on you to help us stay here on the air. And so what we're doing this year, we're offering you an opportunity to own a piece of our ministerial history. I want to show you something here. What I'm holding in my hands is the Reaching for Hope shadow box. Our staff are making these out of 12-inch sections of the rope that came from the rock wall that was active in ministerial service between June and August of 2021 and 2023. And friends, I got to tell you, this is the rope that you will see in the background of the entire Rescue Us 6-part television series, which, by the way, just won Telly Awards for independent documentary series. This rope would also be the rope at the rock wall holding children as they reach for hope throughout the last ministerial years of my father's executive run as the CEO over Whispering Ponies Ranch. And let me tell you what's inside each one of these shadow boxes. Not only does it include 1 foot of the rope that was used during those ministerial seasons, but it also comes with its own numbered certificate of authenticity signed by a member of my family. So this is going to include Kate, my mother Nita, myself, or my beautiful wife Catherine. But each one of them will come with its own certificate of authenticity signed and dated by one of the members of our family. And inside each one of these shadow boxes, next to the section of rope that would be yours, there's a caption, and I'm going to bring this up on screen, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "This piece of rope once helped a child climb toward healing, hope, and the heart of God. Because of your support, little hands reached higher toward freedom, restoration, and the future he promises." And then there's a reference right below to a very special verse that reinforces this, Jeremiah 29:11. Friends, when you donate $150 or more to help SkyWatch TV continue the ministry work that we're doing, not only will you receive both items in the Reaching for Hope shadow box, but 100% of the donations raised goes towards helping SkyWatch TV continue reaching the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ, including countries and regions that may never have the means to support us financially. This isn't just about fundraising. This is about outreach. This is about reaching the world in the places that cannot support us, ensuring that no one is left unreached simply because they cannot give. It'll help us continue to underwrite the expenses associated with providing specialized services to campers, including around-the-clock supervision during camping season. You guys know this is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of bodies. Maintaining activities and equipment year-round, food service, and everything else needed to take a Whispering Ponies Ranch camp and make it the most healing, unforgettable experience in the life of a hurting or abused child. These kids have experienced trauma, and you can't imagine. The positive self-esteem supporting inspiration of this unique camp becomes an important part of their recovery. Campership donations are the core of support for these traumatized youngsters. And I'm going to tell you something. Go right now to the App Store. We have a SkyWatch TV mobile app. It makes donating monthly so handy. We have people setting up an auto deposit so that they don't even have to think about it. We've gotten emails saying, Joe, we love what you're doing as a ministry so much that we've actually decided, since we don't attend a weekly church inside of a building and you are our digital church, we're just paying our tithe to the ministry of SkyWatch TV. When you look at a 12-inch section of rope and you say to yourself, Joe Horn has lost his mind, $150 or more, we now know that he's insane. You got to remember, friends, this is not money that Joe Horn receives. This does not go to a private jet fund. This doesn't go to a lavish vehicle or my own family's personal vacation. 100% of this goes into the reserves at SkyWatch TV, the ministry, so that we can do what we've done because of your support this year. We picked up 2 brand new television networks in 2025, reaching over 8 million new households because of your support. So this is what I mean when I say outreach. When you support SkyWatch TV, realize that we live very humbly in the service of the King, and this money goes directly to what we're telling you it goes to, and it is to outreach our digital presence online throughout the nether regions of the interweb and also satellite distribution. But then the heartbeat of our ministry, and you know this if you've watched us for years, what we do with children at the Whispering Ponies Ranch. So friends, one more time, the Reaching for Hope shadow box. I need to tell you right now there's a very limited supply of these. I only had so much rope that we are retiring, and these could be gone by the time you watch this episode. My apologies if you got excited and they're already gone. We have approximately 250 of these. So they'll be gone right away. If you want to own a piece of history, these ropes are irreplaceable.
Yes.
I'm keeping one. It will be in a shadow box, probably in my office, as well as the certificate of authenticity signed by one of my family members with the date, and each one of them numbered. So if that's something that you feel you would value having as an heirloom or having as a keepsake, get yours right away for your donation of $150 or more. Go to the skywatchtvstore.com website right away. With just a few minutes left on the clock, there is a couple of extra things I'd like to share. I had a moment at the zip line where this little boy comes up. This is not about the zip line. It just happened to be the activity where he told me this. He comes up and he is so refreshed. He's even doing one of these, like he's just been nourished and his body's feeling good. And Jamie Woodle was there. Somewhere Jamie Woodle, she'll be here next week. She's going to share some stuff that she saw during the camps next week. But she was standing right there, and this little boy, he's just really feeling his clothing, and he's really, he's just feeling it. And he's getting ready to zip. And he goes, this morning's breakfast was the best breakfast I've ever had.
Yeah.
And before I could even, before I could even go, I go, and he goes, you know what? In fact, and then this sobered me.
Oh.
He goes, this was the best food I've ever had in my life.
Oh.
And he had just eaten the Whispering Ponies Ranch, bounty that Catherine, my beautiful wife, had put out. And I said, wait, let me get this straight. You're talking about this week at camp? Or are you talking about like your entire life? And he goes, no, in my entire life. And I said, well, what did you eat that exceeded all expectations? And he goes, it was a big waffle.
Yeah.
Then I find out later she's got whipped cream and strawberries and fruit things. And he had built like a mountain of waffle and felt like he was the king, right? Catherine, food service, for people, we're just a couple of minutes left. For people that think, food service, it's a camp, it's corn dogs out of a frozen tray. There's a little bit of an element of that we've had to reintroduce because some of the kids won't eat anything that doesn't appear processed. They've been malnourished. Their parents have only left rotting food available in the fridge, or all they've had is their school lunch each day to live on. And so if it doesn't come in a little prepackaged prefab, they won't eat it. We've had little kids come up, and it's the first half of the camp just trying to get them to eat because they don't trust.
Right.
They don't trust. So food service, it's not camp food.
Yeah.
We're not dropping frozen tater sticks out of a frozen bag. We will often allow those options in surplus of some bounty that you've spread. Fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, homemade gravy things. I mean, just wonderful food. And that was always in keeping with Tom's vision for the
Yes.
camp.
Yes.
Tell us about your summer. Was this not one of the greatest summers we've ever had?
It was, and I had incredible staff this year as well.
Yeah.
So the kitchen ran extremely smooth. Very long days for me, especially right at first, because one of my main head cooks, he's actually one of the camp directors, Max Akers. So he obviously couldn't run the kitchen and his camp at the same time. So the first week of camp, I was literally pulling like 12-hour days. I'd get there at 6 a.m. and I
Right,
didn't get
she
home
did.
till like 7 or 7:30 at night. And that's not to brag, that's just what it was. That's how we had to do it and get through it. But food service is so important to these kids because, again, a lot of them do get neglected. So they're watching the expiration dates. They're watching everything. So a lot of the counselors are actually returning counselors because a lot of them come each year with each groups. And then with last year, us not having camp, that was a little bit of a weird thing for me because I didn't have to do food service. But a lot of the camps that were coming back and a lot of the counselors were saying, man, we missed your food last year. We really loved it. And even some of the kids were saying that, or telling their counselors that. But all the counselors, like, this is not camp food. We come up here expecting to lose weight because they're going to, be chasing after kids and stuff. And they're like, we go home and we gain 7 pounds. So we try to keep it the best option of food that we can, but keep it a little bit institutional just because, again, the kids are used to school lunches.
Right.
They're used to things out of a box kind of a thing. So we do have to dump some things out of a bag just because of what we're doing, but it's always the highest of what that food is that we can get. And then the salad bar is just incredible. We have the best salad bar, I think, ever.
Yeah.
It has so much fresh options that the kids can choose from. And quite honestly, it's amazing how many of the kids actually love the salad bar
Yeah.
because they can pick the hard-boiled egg or the bacon bits or the cheese or whatever that it is that they are wanting. So it's a lot of fun, though. And I have a great time doing it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we're all out of time this week, which is why we're going to revisit all of this next week. Everybody here in studio, everybody up here on panel, thank you so much for joining us. Keep your eyes on the prize, which is Jesus Christ. We'll be back. You have an opportunity to partner with us as a ministry to help us continue doing the good work of spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. What I'm holding in my hands is the Reaching for Hope shadow box. And let me tell you what's inside each one of these shadow boxes. Not only does it include 1 foot of the rope that was used during those ministerial seasons, but it also comes with its own numbered certificate of authenticity signed by a member of my family. So this is going to include Kate, my mother Nita, myself, or my beautiful wife Catherine. But each one of them will come with its own certificate of authenticity signed and dated by one of the members of our family. And inside each one of these shadow boxes, next to the section of rope that would be yours, there's a caption, and I'm going to bring this up on screen, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, "This piece of rope once helped a child climb toward healing, hope, and the heart of God. Because of your support, little hands reached higher toward freedom, restoration, and the future he promises." And then there's a reference right below to a very special verse that reinforces this, Jeremiah 29:11. If that's something that you feel you would value having as an heirloom or having as a keepsake, get yours right away for your donation of $150 or more. Go to the SkyWatchTVstore.com website right away.